Today we're making spinach dip stuffed mushrooms. You're 100% gonna wanna make this for your next get together. It's quick and easy, whole food plant-based, and healthy of course. Hey guys, we're in the kitchen today whipping up one of our holiday favorites. This recipe goes over great for people that are not whole food plant-based and people that are. We love this because who doesn't love a stuffed mushroom? And also this is super easy to make and delicious. So let's get into it. As always, if you head to our website or down below, you can get the free printable PDF from our site with grams. So you can always print this off and have when you're in the kitchen cooking, but I'm gonna show you how easy it is to whip up together. So you just need a high-speed blender, and then we're going to use our stovetop or my induction top here for YouTube, and then we're going to bake our mushrooms. So it's kind of a three-part, but it's very, very easy. So in the blender, we're gonna do 1 cup of plant milk that's unsweetened and unflavored. So you can add that in. I like to sometimes add the liquid in first. It just helps the blender blend a little easier. We also have 1 cup of cooked cauliflower. Now this is kind of a secret sauce in a lot of recipes to make things creamy and delicious while getting in some extra veggies. So 1 cup cooked, I just steamed it, really easy before. Ready to go in, and you can use fresh or frozen for that. I have 1 cup of cooked white beans that have been, you can either use from cans, just make sure you drain them if you're using canned, or you cook them from scratch, but 1 cup total goes in. And then we're gonna spice it up a little. So over here I have a teaspoon of lemon juice and a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. I have 3 tablespoons of a tapioca starch. This is gonna help make everything nice and stretchy before we add it to our mushroom caps. And sometimes when you go to the grocery store, you'll see it as tapioca flour or starch. It's exactly the same. We have 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, 1 tablespoon of white miso paste, and then I have a tablespoon of garlic powder and a tablespoon of onion powder. Really easy. And we're gonna give that a nice blend. And then the 2 other additional items that you need is you need some mushrooms to make mushroom caps. So I use around 24 ounces of mushrooms for this recipe. You can use baby bella mushrooms are my favorite, or you also can just use a white mushroom, but you wanna make sure that they're scooped out and ready to make into a stuffed one. And then also I like to add a lot of spinach to this recipe. So if you're gonna use frozen, around 8 ounces of frozen is great. If you're gonna use fresh, you can double that. So either one works for whatever you have. I have some fresh here today. The fresh cooks down pretty good as we make this recipe. So that's why you wanna double it. All right, we're gonna blend this till it's nice and smooth. I'm gonna grab my induction pot to make it into spinach dip magic. And we are almost done with this recipe. It's always super easy here on our channel because who has time to be in the kitchen for hours on end? Most of us don't. Even though I love cooking, I also really love that these are all super easy and simple and delicious, as I always plan when I make recipes for you guys. All right, let me blend this. I'll see you guys in a second.
The Jaroudi Family website and YouTube page is sponsored by our members. Consider joining our membership where we include 10 whole food plant-based SOS-free recipes every month, a live and recorded cooking class, and 2 coaching sessions each month. If you're having trouble sticking to this lifestyle or not seeing the results you want, this is really going to make a difference. We also include our monthly favorites list, a monthly music playlist, and community. On top of all of that, we keep 4 months up at a time, so you have access to over 40 recipes, hours and hours of cooking classes, coaching sessions, and more. We'd love to have you as a supportive member. It's only $10 to join, and you are making a difference in how many people we can reach on this whole food plant-based lifestyle.
Once you're done blending, you want to make sure everything is nice and smooth, just so that you can't tell if there's any cauliflower or beans or anything in here. It all looks like a very thick sauce right now. We're going to move it over to our stove. So I'm in an induction top. Again, just with how our kitchen's set up, it's easier for me to show you guys here. So pretend like you're on your stove. Grab a pot. I would say a medium pot size will do great for this. A whisk and your spinach. So if you're going to use frozen spinach, it just might take a minute or so longer. You just want to break up, especially if you're using like a block of frozen spinach. That can take a little bit longer to do. If you're using like leaf spinach from a bag, that's easier with the frozen. If you're using fresh spinach though, it's super quick. And we just want to heat this on, again, medium to high heat. Usually when people are cooking with tapioca or arrowroot or cornstarch or anything that's a thickener, if you notice that it's not thickening, it's generally because it's not hot enough on your stove. So just, you know, if you're not seeing it thicken, turn that heat up a little bit more. All right, get out all the goodness from your blender, and then grab a whisk. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat this again, medium-high. And this is a recipe for this part. You can't like walk away. So just keep an eye while you whisk it because it comes together pretty quickly. And you can just start to put in your spinach. And if you're using fresh spinach, I just do it kind of in batches because it will wilt down. And if you're using frozen, you can just throw it all in. Really fun. So this is really the bulk of what we're gonna stuff. This is what we're stuffing our mushrooms with. And some other things that you can play around with is if you like some heat, you can always add some red pepper flakes to this. But this is a great just spinach dip staple. And I love stuffing mushrooms with it. Now I'm not a huge, it's taken me a lot to love mushrooms. And if you followed me for a while, you'll know that. One of the ways that I've learned to really enjoy mushrooms is making them stuffed with baby Bella or even like a stuffed portobello. And those are ways that I really love it because mushrooms are so great for you. So I do try to eat them on the regular. I would like to say daily, but a few times a week I definitely am incorporating it. And this is like, I could eat these daily if I had them. So really it's a delicious recipe. And if you love mushrooms, you'll love this one. And if you're not a fan of mushrooms, give this a try. This might be a way that you learn to appreciate them a little bit more. Another thing that that you could do with these is if you don't want to make them into like little appetizers or snacks or like finger foods, you can, as earlier I mentioned, portobello mushrooms, you can stuff it with this and that can be a great dinner. So although this is like one we pull out for a lot of parties and have as an appetizer, like this will probably be an appetizer for Thanksgiving and Christmas this year because they always go over, sometimes where I have to make double to triple this amount depending on how many people we have. It can be a great meal for one even. So just keep that in mind. All right, so all the spinach is incorporated into the sauce, and again, we're just cooking everything down. The spinach will wilt a little as it heats up, and it starts to look like spinach dip pretty quick. So we're just cooking it again until everything nice and thickens, and you want to make sure that it gets a little stringy, not a ton, but you should see a little bit of pool on your whisk to know it's finished. And then we're gonna stuff these and bake them and we're almost done. So it's just a really easy recipe. Now you can do this ahead of time too. So if you do have this planned on your holiday meal, you can make this the day ahead of time and, you know, pull them out and just kind of warm them up. You can even make this separate. Most time that's what I do is I just make this part separate, keep this in the fridge. Once it's cooled, put in the refrigerator, and then the day I'm ready to fill them, that's what I do. It's all about being smarter when you're cooking for a bunch of people. And just keep scraping because if you let it sit, it will burn the bottom. So that's why you just want to keep watching and whisking as you go. Now that everything is ready, you can fill up your mushrooms. And I just like to kind of overstuff them slightly. Not that anything's pouring out through the sides, but that There's enough on top really to get kind of cooked from the oven really nicely, and everyone wants that goodness inside stuffing. So we just adore serving these again, and it's really easy. You're gonna bake these for 15 minutes at 350 degrees. And I hope you guys really love this one. I will see you guys when they come out. Just be sure to space them out so they're not touching, and you will have one of the best appetizers at the party, I promise. Once they come out of the oven, go ahead and plate them. They turn out so cute. And head down below to get our free printable PDF so you can have it and make them for your holiday. The perfect appetizer or meal. I know you guys are gonna like this one. And I will see you guys in the next recipe video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.